Hey, friends far and friends near. I am going to be appearing or maybe reappearing on the channel a little bit more consistently now. And and we, as you guys know, have been on a sabbatical, or most of you would probably know Jennifer and I have been on a sabbatical. And it was the reason we did the sabbatical. We've never done it before, but the reason we did it was the last events within the last 2.5 years have got to the place where they overwhelmed me. Um, uh, Mike Bickle and that story has disrupted so many lives, and it has disrupted my life and massively impacted me personally in a very deep way. But then also, uh, let me say it this way. August 1st of 2023, when Jennifer and I heard the story for the first time of one of the most courageous women I know. And I'm not saying that poetically. I'm saying truly one of the most courageous women I know told us her story, and I was primed to hear it. And what I mean by that is I heard, uh, I, I knew something was off, but that's not the point. My point is when I heard it, I believed it. And she's a woman of character. There's no reason for her to come and bring this story into the light. And it shocked me, but I was semi-primed, as I said. And what happened, though, is the floodgates were opened, and the wickedness that was just under the surface at the International House of Prayer, it was like sludge. The wickedness that had been there, that was just under the surface, the pressure was like it had been building. And with this first woman stepping forward, speaking specifically about Mike Bickle, it was like all sorts of horrific stories started to come forth. And they were beyond heartbreaking. Stuff that had taken place in dark rooms by broken but wicked people. And truly, there were many stories of abuse. And I'm not talking spiritual, I'm talking sexual abuse and misuse of power, and then incredibly damaging ways that people that people responded to incidences and stories. And the pressure had built so much that it was like this sludge just began to ooze out that had been in the very foundation, the very core of that ministry, and it began to overwhelm. I had a capacity for a season, but hearing just story after story after story, and was just becoming too heavy almost for me. And then not only that, but then seeing a leadership at the board level, at the executive level, deny, deflect, and then re-victimize and accuse people and minimize. Oh, it wasn't that bad. That was just it was just a lot. And I got to the place where I was overwhelmed. I I couldn't hear another story, to be honest with you. And I'm speaking to my own weakness. And I got to the place where I had heard and I had been trying and been walking in community, but helping people carry burdens. My community carried me without a doubt. As I've looked back, my spiritual community carried me. And Jennifer and I have now come to the realization that without them, we would not have made it. And so I'm not trying to make myself a hero here. I am trying to say that the amount of brokenness and wickedness, it just truly overwhelmed me. And I got to the place where I could just make it through the day. And I'm talking capacity, emotional capacity, but just to be able to function, I was truly overwhelmed. And at that stage in my life, I didn't have the ability or the skill within my toolbox to properly diagnose truly how empty I was. And that I knew I wasn't doing great. I wasn't able to function well, but I didn't know how I was so overwhelmed. That's just the best way to say it, I think. And my capacities were maxed beyond maxed. And during this last couple of years, Jennifer started to really just focus in on Matthew 11. And it's something where she had been drinking from in regards to the scriptures and just meditating on a lot. She just and that is, come to me, all who are weary, heavy laden, or overburdened, and I will give you rest. And I have done that. So, as I said, we done a sabbatical, never done it before. At this type of sabbatical at this level. But it's been beautiful. It's been truly beautiful. We've been so beyond blessed. I am beyond grateful for what has been given to us. But how do I say it? Let me say it this way. We went to a beach house. A friend of ours a couple said, come to South Africa. We want to host you. And they've been incredible. And one of their siblings, adult sibling, has a wine farm, a vineyard, and call them farms here, but a vineyard. And then close to them, to their house, to their vineyard, they have a farm. But close to their vineyard, they have a beach house. And it's just very rustic, very simple, but beautiful in that it didn't have internet, very simple, but it was what we needed. And I'm just using this as one example. We were only there for 7 days, but it felt like 3 weeks. And I just began to unravel, and just unpack these burdens, carrying them. And then I got to the place where I was able to even look at my own soul and my own burdens that I had been carrying, and that my own even issues, my place where I feel like the Lord's wanting to correct me, where he's wanting to realign me, refocus me. And when you touch brokenness, wickedness, and then you understand it's in the church, it just sobers you. And it's the best word I can say. It sobers me and has sobered me. And if it was just one incident in one bad egg that has had huge impact, but it's just one church, one stream even. But no, it's wickedness in every stream of the body of Christ today. And it has sobered me. It's caused me to go, I don't know if we are in a good place. I've asked tons of questions. I'm still asking, like, what kind of environment, what kind of soil is the church today that would allow a leader to have profound, deep roots in this soil and produce such wicked fruit? Like, do we need to look at the soil? Do we need to look at do we need to do a deep dive? And in doing a deep dive, we need to do it with humility. We need to do it with, God, search me and know me. Like, this is where we've got to be going and be heading as the church. And I am sobered. And it's caused me, as like personally impacted me, where I've got to be real. What do you value? And what I have valued in the past, I'm finding out Jesus does not value. And as I begin to go, well, what do you value? What do you prioritize? What's important to you? This simple phrase, but somebody has shared I just heard it a while ago, and it's, we just need to become more human and just become more aware. And it's this word a lot of people are using right now, but I just got to be present where I'm at. And in doing that, my eyes have been somewhat opened. I've been trying to be just more connected, I just heard a friend of mine I hadn't talked to for a long time. He goes, pain has caused me to be more grounded. And I feel like I have heard other people's pain, and then my own deep pain has just caused me to be more grounded, more alive, more connected, more rooted, it's just had an odd effect on me. And just one fruit from this, one fact of this is I have never seen beauty the way that I am seeing beauty. So right now we're in the kind of the eastern part of the Cape, or I don't even know if that's right, but we're on kind of the eastern side of the greater Cape Town area. So we're in South Africa, Cape Town area. And there's a highway, a drive coming out of the heart of Cape Town, kind of up the coast and to where we're staying. And Jennifer and Chloe, they did this drive already. I was in Brazil, and they did this drive with a friend who had picked them up out of Cape Town, brought them here. And so then Jennifer goes, Dwayne, you have to. So we went into Cape Town and had spent a little time there. And then we took this drive, and it's along the coast, and then it's immediately goes up. There's mountains there. And there's a couple of towns on the way through you're driving, and I was in awe. And I don't know how else to say it. I was just being overwhelmed with the beauty of creation. Because there's times where you're way up high. The road takes you up kind of up high. There's cliffs, and you see this vast ocean. There's full of big boulders, and you see the power of the waves coming in. And the ocean these days, I'm just looking at it and just overwhelmed by the power of it. And yet my God holds the water in the palm of his hand. And then we're driving, and then you just look up, and I am seeing green, and I'm not trying to be over dramatic, but the beauty of the green rolling hills, and I've just been in awe of beauty. And there's a couple times where I've been like on a hill, overlooking a hill, and it was just brown grass, tall, and then different levels of grass, but it was just kind of went on almost forever. And I just stood there going, this is amazing. And one of the things that Jennifer had heard from a friend who had heard it from a trauma counselor is one of the things that you will see when you are beginning to be healed, beginning to be renewed or refreshed, is you're going to see beauty. And I just want to testify today. Jesus, when you go to him and you interact with him, with your burdens, with your cares, your anxieties, with your hurt, with your depression, because all of us are going to be in dark days sometime. But when you go there and you go to him, and it's not this immediate interaction, it's this journey of beginning to share what hurts with him. And as your older brother, he has endured everything that you've endured. He has taken the weight of sin. I just heard such a small portion of incredible pain in the lives of people, but Jesus has carried humanity's pain. So he knows what we feel. And you share it with him. And there becomes this exchange where it goes from utter depletion to the place where there is rest. And rest is the place where the soul drinks from the beauty of God, from the restoration. The life of God is where the soul begins to be renewed and refreshed, and your mind. I'm telling you, I just feel like I can maybe think again. My capacities, even intellectually, were so diminished. I just could hardly function. And that is what it means to rest with the beauty of Jesus and to interact. And I am, as I said, I'm very sobered. I feel like I'm grounded in such a way. I live life from one way. I told Jennifer yesterday is it's like, I feel like I've got a new pair of glasses and I'm seeing things differently. And it's beautiful for me. I'm actually incredibly happy. I'm going to stop talking, but I just want to share with you lessons I've learned in places I've been. So I'm going to be on the channel more. I'm going to start doing, just kind of be there on a weekly basis. And then also we're going to start up another season of our podcast. So that's coming. But yeah, just want to take some time and just share with you. I could sit here for an hour and talk. Not going to. I'm done. You'll hear more from us. Grace, grace.